The Baylor Lady Bears, 7 years later, are back at the top of college basketball with their third national championship.
We still hold that title proudly, knowing that we haven't really got dethroned yet. So, I mean, we still hold it with pride. Hopefully we can get it again this year.
Hey folks, Mr. Bowtie here. Keep banging home that red subscribe button on your screen so that way you can stay up to date on all the great local sports coverage that TV and radio refuse to cover. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Easier playing this season because while you are technically the defending national champions, we've had a season played since you won it. So at least that potential of the pressure of trying to repeat maybe is a little different this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same goal for everybody. You know, the biggest goal is to get to the national championship. Just glad it's in my city this year. So, I mean, we're just going to do everything we can to get there.
Yeah, Baylor's had a great season. You'll be one of several of the San Antonio natives. We know we're going to be there. Kiana Williams out of Stanford, Zahara Jones out of Veterans Memorial, may see a few others depending on how conference tournaments go. I know normally you want to host the first and second rounds like a traditional women's tournament, but I'm pretty certain that you're excited to see all 6 rounds come south.
Oh, for sure. I mean, our main goal is to get go all the way. I don't know. We just ready to play in the tournament.
Does the routine change a little bit just because you knew that you guys were going to get the first and second rounds at the Farrell Center, and now at least the team's going to have to bust for all 6 rounds instead of getting the first 2 at home and making 3 other teams come to the Farrell Center?
Oh, no, I don't think the routine changes. We know what we have to do. We're just going to prepare and just be ready to play every game.
We know certainly you want to win the title as a Baylor Bear and continuing to make it 2 in a row, but is there extra pressure representing San Antonio because of some of the players that I mentioned that are going to be playing here in town that are from the area?
I don't think it's pressure. I think it's a lot more of motivation. We're all playing at home. A lot of people haven't played in front of their parents and in front of their families in a while, so just to bring it home and play in front of everybody, I think it's going to be very exciting.
The San Antonio area for years would get teams to the semis, but would constantly get blown out by Dallas and Houston in the semis and never get to championship Saturday. Now we're seeing teams that are beginning to get there. How has the standard changed now to where the San Antonio teams and the players in your eyes aren't just expected to get to the semis, but are now expecting to be playing for those titles on Saturdays?
I feel like the talent level in San Antonio has grown extremely. It starts with AAU, it starts with high school. I feel like you see a lot of San Antonio players nowadays get a lot further than the Dallas and Houston players, which typically do make it far. I was having that discussion with my teammates. I was telling them how a lot more San Antonio people are getting noticed this year, and it's actually very exciting.
What do you think has to be done in order for San Antonio to get over the hump? Because we've seen, as I mentioned, those teams that have gotten to the finals, but outside of Judson, nobody has been able to win it. And I know you certainly want to get to Saturday, but at the same time, you want to hoist that golden trapezoid and say that you beat Dallas and Houston to win a title.
I don't know. I feel like the city as a whole is a slept-on city. Like, a lot of people are underestimated in San Antonio because you do hear a lot about Dallas, Houston, but we do have a lot of talent that a lot of people go unnoticed in San Antonio because it is such a small city that nobody talks about.
I'm kind of curious, has there been any, maybe, I don't want to say trash talk, but maybe any kind of back and forth between you and some of the other players that are in college about the fact that everybody's come to San Antonio and that maybe there's a little friendliness between, let's say, you and Kiana or you and Zahara? Because I know in this area, it doesn't matter who you played high school ball with or against. Everybody is kind of together, so to speak.
I mean, it hasn't really been a trash talk. We obviously have a lot of going on with our program, so we don't really speak as often. But, I mean, we all know, coming from, the same AAU team, we all got the same goals. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting.
I'll get you out of here on this one. For years, the women's basketball tournament, it was one team versus the field. It used to be Tennessee versus the field in the 90s. Then for many years, it was Connecticut. But this kind of feels like it's the first time in a while where you have so many teams that have a chance to win it because so many teams have been at number one. I mean, what does it feel like this year where you don't have a consensus number one, but you really have what's going to be a wide open field come March?
I think that's the fun part. I think that's like brings like a whole bunch of March Madness type of vibes to the game because you never know who's gonna win. I mean, it's been so many upsets, so many number ones, number twos have changed. So I feel like that's gonna be the fun part about this year is nobody could say, oh yeah, this team's gonna win. It's really of who plays their best, who stays the healthiest, and who just comes out that night.
NaLyssa, I really appreciate the time. I know it's kind of a change in routine just because of how the schedules have been going around and with the NCAA tournament. I wanted to congratulate you, obviously, on another great season. Look forward to seeing you down here in San Antonio real soon.
Thank you so much.